representing Provenance Vie Saine for a healthy lifestyle. I'm here continuing to share with you guys some of my favorite intermediate level yoga poses. And today I'm going to be covering the yoga push-up. Okay, so I chose the yoga push-up to share with you guys because of the fact that it's one of these exercises slash poses that we really should all be doing at least a little bit every day to improve our overall health and wellness. Not only do these yoga push-ups help to strengthen the body, specifically the abs, the back, the spine, and the arms, the shoulders, and the chest, but it also helps to burn fat and build heat in the body, which is always good to get a nice sweat. And we can also help to calm our anxiety with the practice of this fabulous push-up pose. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. I'll show you couple different ways to practice these push-ups so that all of us can enjoy the benefits of this pose. And we'll start from just a seated position on the mat. From this comfortable seated position, let's go ahead and check in with our alignment and our breathing pattern like we always should do before we practice any poses in yoga. Okay, so if you remember, the shoulders are down away from the ears, the chest is open, the crown of the head lifts up to the sky, and the bottom of the glute sinks down into the earth. The legs are comfortably crossed, remembering of course to keep in mind the alignment of the ankles compared to the knee. You'll take pressure off the knees by keeping the ankles in alignment with the knees. Okay? And then we can check in with our breathing pattern. So inhaling from the belly first and exhaling from the belly first. We could close the eyes here to really tune out everything that's going on outside the body and really force ourselves to focus instead on what's going inside the body, specifically the rhythm, the quality, and the movement of the breath. Okay, this is going to help us shift into that rest and relaxation response that comes when we shift into the parasympathetic nervous system. So, I cannot stress enough the importance of establishing that breathing pattern before moving with the breath. Okay, so practice that breathing pattern as long as it takes for you to kind of sort of at least a little bit get into that mode where we feel just a lot better. Overall, it helps calm the mind and the body, and really you can notice it almost right away. Okay, so when we start to notice that shift where the breath is helping to sync the body with the mind, then we can go ahead and start to initiate this yoga push-up pose. So we can start, of course, by bringing the feet around and sitting on the knees. Okay, so we'll bring the knees hip-width apart and the feet hip-width apart as well, of course. And then we can go ahead and inhale, bring the arms up, and then exhale, slowly hinge forward to that child's pose. Okay, so we're resting the forehead on the mat, keeping the hands shoulder width apart. After a couple resting breaths here, we can go ahead and inhale and push up onto all fours to that tabletop position where the joints are stacked. Okay, then as we hold the breath, we're going to shift the shoulders forward and the hips back. So we're coming into a modified push-up position. It's called modified plank pose in yoga. Okay, so then on the next exhale, we can slowly exhale down, keeping the elbows in. And then right before we hit the mat, we'll inhale straight back up, and then we'll exhale down. Okay? So we're inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. And we can go ahead and flow with this for as long as we can handle it. Of course, we never want to compromise alignment, so always make sure that you're aware of the position of the hips in comparison to the knees and the shoulders, okay? So when we come down and out of this push-up, we want those hips to always stay in alignment with the shoulders. And we could also, at any time, take a little break in child's pose. If we're feeling stronger today and we're up for more of a challenge, we could try practicing the full extent of a push-up, which would require us to start from a downward facing dog position. So let's go ahead. Well, I'll show you how to transition to that after we do the actual push-up. So from this position, what we would do is we would inhale, come up the same way we did before. But instead of keeping the knees on the mat, we would instead curl the toes under and lift the knees up into a full plank position so that the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders are all in one flat line like a plank. And then, same as before, we exhale down. Right before we hit the mat, we'll inhale back up. And then we'll exhale, and we could either just, bring the head down, the feet forward, a little bend in the elbows. We could hang out here in down dog. Or if we're not up for that and we would welcome a break, we could just come right back down to child's. Okay? So let me show you guys what that looks like again. So we're inhaling up, full plank. Exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Or we could inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. And same as before, you can flow with that for as long as you feel comfortable with. Always feeling free, of course, to hang out, give your wrists a break in child's pose. One thing that we could do to help modify the child's pose if we find ourselves in any kind of pain, we could add some cushion under the glute and elevate the level of the floor with a block. So placing a block under the forehead is going to be a nice option for those of us who can't quite make it all the way down to the floor in this child's. So adding some cushion under the booty will help take a little pressure off the knees. Feeling free to experiment with the different levels. There's, vertical, horizontal, and then all the way flat. So 3 different levels to the block, which allows us to get closer and closer to the floor. Then when we're ready to come out of the pose, we'll do so the same way as we would without any props, and just gradually work those hands back towards the lap. And then you might want to remove the cushion before you swing the feet around to a comfortable seated position. Thanks for practicing the yoga push-ups with me here on Provenance Vie Saine for a healthy lifestyle. Thanks again for watching. Namaste.